We've been lied. We've been told that by following and finding our passion, we will get that career satisfaction that we are all seeking to have. But the truth is that following our passion will only frustrate us and drive us away from our dream career. I also bought the passion hypothesis. That idea that finding our passion was the first step into the life that we dream of. A life that, to be honest, I cannot really conceptualize right now. So, what value does it have to try to find something to build a life that we can't even imagine? The idea of the passion hypothesis is the fact that we should follow our passion. Passion is the main point to all our career, but it is not true. And I found that thanks to my last reading, a book called So Good They Can't Ignore You. And that's what we are gonna be talking today about in this first English video in my YouTube channel, which I'm very excited to be recording, and I hope it really helps everyone like me to stop following or stop having that passion mindset and adopting the craftsman mindset, which of course I will explain later, so patience. The book showed me the mistake I was making, or should I say, the societal mistake we are all making. When we look at people we admire and we hear them stories, it seems that they've always been following their passion. Take Steve Jobs, for example.
Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for work as it is for your lovers.
In his speech, when he talks, when he gives advices, it seems that he has always been passionate about computers, that was his life goal, and that we also do the same. We should find that passion and follow it. But the truth is that when we analyze his early years, as it is in the book, I don't want to spoil you, so if you want to read it, you should. But you will see that in his early days, he was as lost as you and me right now. He didn't know what to do. He tried a bunch of things, and then suddenly he found this opportunity and he decided to pursue it. I don't think they do it on purpose. I don't think they sell you the passion hypothesis or the passion mindset because they want to hurt you. I honestly believe they think that's what they did.
Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward when I was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. Again, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards.
Because our brain is a storyteller. It loves stories. And is there a better story than saying, I found my passion? It was difficult. I had so many struggles to be able to follow what I truly loved. And then I got a reward out of it. No, it has all the elements a good story should have. It has a beginning, has a conflict, and it has a successful end. I believe that stories are not as simple, that it is rare that the story we tell is really how we felt in the moment, or it is really what it happened. That's only my view, of course. But I do believe that it is not as simple as find your passion, follow your passion, build a career out of it, and you will be happy. Happiness is a bit more complicated, or maybe a bit more simple, but in the career world, for sure, it is not about getting your passion right. The first issue of this passion hypothesis is the fact that passions are rare. Like, passions worth pursuing are rare. Let's think about it for a second. What are you passionate about? You're probably thinking about a hobby, painting, writing, music, something that you don't want to build your career out of. Because careers are not as simple as something we enjoy doing. Or are they? I just want you to think about it for a second. Because more people are passionate about these type of things, about these hobbies that they do time to time without any pressure, just because they enjoy doing it. Are we willing to take that enjoyment apart and put the hours, put the effort, put the time to become the best in the world at that? Are we really willing to put that pressure on ourselves. I believe that what makes hobbies enjoyable is the fact that there's no pressure. It is the only time in the day where we are not pressured about good grades, about doing a great job, about being good parents. I'm not a parent, but my parents are about being a good son, a good daughter, a good citizen. It is just a moment where we can be imperfect, when we can explore, we can just let our creativity get in the way and not judge it. Are we willing to take that away and start putting pressure into that? Are we willing to become artists, musicians, athletes? 4% of the population is willing for that. But are we all willing to put that effort? Do we all want to be artists? The answer is no. At least I don't want to. But I still want a satisfactory career. I still want to make an impact with what I do. The second problem arises when finding that passions take time. Let me read you this passage of the book. In the movies, there's the idea that you should just go for your dream. But I don't believe that. Things happen in stages. The key thing is to force yourself through the work, force the skills to come. That's the hardest phase. A study mentioned in the book showed that administrative assistants who have been the longest at their job were more likely to feel their job as their calling, as an important part of their identity. On the opposite, you have the less experienced assistants who saw their job as a way to pay their bills or just as a career path to get a better job afterwards. It was not a vital part of their identity. This brings a new line of reasoning regarding how to find our calling. It is not about first finding your calling and then building a career around that, but becoming very good into what you do, getting the experience, and then you will find your calling. Then it will become part of your own identity, not before. The antidote for the passion mindset is the craftsman mindset. It's about changing the questions we ask ourselves. We have to go from typical questions of who am I? What am I passionate about? What do I love doing? To what value could I bring into the world? As a recent graduate student, I can understand the frustration of not being able to answer this answer as easily as I hope. My experience is limited. My knowledge is very diverse. I had an interdisciplinary background, and all my experience can be summarized into student job positions, university assignments, and some volunteering activities. Do I really have anything valuable to provide the world? I thought I didn't until I understood the career capital concept. It englobes all the value that we create in society, in the company, in the market, through the ongoing improvements in our job position. Value for the company we are working in and also for the whole labor market. Of course, when we compare ourselves with people already in the labor market, we are in a clear disadvantage when talking about our career capital. But we graduate students have one unfair advantage that no one that is working right now in any company has. The world is changing faster than ever. Entry level positions are decreasing, and the conditions, let's be honest, most of the times are not the best. AI can make the slide deck or take notes of the meetings, which was supposed to be the intern job. Companies don't need interns anymore, but they do need skilled employees. And we have all the time in the world to develop those skills. We can spend all day applying for jobs, developing our career capital, and becoming more valuable for those companies because we have the time. And that's my plan until I find a job. Become so good at it, at being a great employee, at providing value to the company, that no one can ignore my potential. If you want to know how am I doing it, just subscribe and watch next video because then I will explain the plan in detail, or at least the first steps, depends how long it takes. Thank you so much for watching until here, and best of luck building your career capital. suspense. Dun, dun, dun. I'm trying this new camera and I don't know how much noise it takes, so I'm a bit scared.